Let's talk about email marketing post iOS 15. The coveted tech fruit Apple dropped their latest update on September 20th, which includes the mail privacy protection feature. When they initially announced this in June of 2021, marketers everywhere lost their minds. This new feature was no longer going to allow email marketers to know when someone had opened their emails. What would we do without those open rates? Some say it's a vanity metric, but it's a little more than that. Actually, a lot more than that, and we're going to chat about it, along with what the industry has seen happen and what we expect to happen. So, what do we know about open rates? Well, open rates don't discern the performance and conversion of your email, but here's what they actually do. They actually assist us with email hygiene and knowing if we truly have connected subscribers. And over time, it could ultimately affect our email deliverability. With iOS 15, we no longer truly know if people are opening our emails. At first, some thought, okay, no big deal, it's a vanity metric. I'll focus on clicks and conversions. But here's the deal. The lack of visibility surrounding open rates is kind of important if you're deep into your email marketing game. Apple is doing what we call prefetching every single email when delivered. Now let's pause and define what this prefetching is. If you Google it, you will learn that prefetching is defined as a computer processor or server that downloads or retrieves content in the background before it is requested by the user. For email, and specifically Apple, this means that the email is downloaded or opened by machines or bots at Apple before you, the email consumer, actually opens it. This is meant as a technique to boost the execution performance, meaning a faster load time when you want to open that email. But in the case of Apple, they're going to be able to mask the IP address of the email recipient by prefetching the email. And those prefetches appear as opens. You want proof? I sent an email the other day, and within 2 seconds of it leaving my email service provider, it showed a 29.2% open rate. People had not even had time to look at their phone and see my email yet. Do you see the issue now? But I digress. This only occurs when an Apple user has installed iOS 15, opened their Apple Mail app, and opted into the mail privacy protection feature. Now, our open rates are overinflated instantly. How do we know if it was a real person or a bot at Apple due to the mail privacy protection feature? We don't. This can be an issue if you're a believer in resends to non-openers, because now it seems your email was indeed opened when it may not have been. This means that your potential client that may have actually missed that email in your flash sale for your product or program, and you will never know that they didn't actually open the email, that it was indeed a bot behind the scenes of Apple servers that made it appear opened. Are you feeling the dark side creep in yet? Me too. So it is now incredibly difficult for us as email marketers to discern who is behind that open. Is it a human or is it a bot? Now let's think about the future and pretend that it's time to scrub your list. To clean it up, remove all those inactive subscribers that haven't opened an email in a while like you usually do every 6 to 12 months. Like you should do. To improve your deliverability. But guess what? Your issue now is that you don't have an accurate reflection of unopens. At the time of this video, it does appear that we are going to have an issue with knowing if we have truly connected subscribers that are opening and reading our emails, because we won't be able to effectively clean our lists. This could affect deliverability over time. Now, know that the data post iOS 15 is fluid. It is changing every single day, which is making it difficult for us to assess and implement change on the email marketing side. Here's what we do know. Statistics tell us that approximately 50% of mobile email users are using an Apple device. And as I record this, around 97% of those that install iOS 15 and utilize the Apple Mail app are opting into the mail privacy protection feature. Those are some big numbers. There are still plenty plenty of people utilizing Gmail and other email apps on their phones. And at this time, we're not thinking that they will adopt similar features, mostly because Google has worked very hard to develop their sophisticated built-in spam filters, and something like the mail privacy protection feature could mess that up for them. But back to Apple and what questions we still have. How are we going to track our email engagement and monitor that through open rates? How will we manage the confusion and mess over these now inflated open rates? And what the heck is going to happen to our more complex automation journeys? You know, those if this, then that automations. If this subscriber opens this email, then they get put into automation A. If they do not open the email, they get put into automation B. And that's just a simple example, but you can see the issue. Also affected will be send time automation. We now might not be able to track when our emails best perform. Example being when we send an email on Tuesday at 10 a.m. versus Thursday at 2 p.m. We used to be able to track and see when more people opened and read those emails and then send future emails based on that data. What about live content and not knowing exactly what time the email was actually opened? There are a lot of moving parts, and we are still working to determine what happens next. How will we overcome this and find systems and best practices? But the good news is, we will. It's just going to take some time to figure it out. Here's what we can be monitoring in the meantime. Clicks and revenue are still there and available for you to see and track, and you can still see when you have new subscribers. And those are the most important things to be tracking for the true performance and success of your email, especially when you are launching or running a flash sale. Over time, we will have much more data and understand better how to view and use the data we do have. Until then, just write damn good subject lines to get the human to open it and write really juicy stories so they can read and click. If you want to learn more about how to build more connectivity with your audience the moment they subscribe, you can check out my free training called Not Your Mama's Lead Magnet to set yourself apart and create something your audience is craving so that you can see amazing list growth and foster a quality relationship with your subscribers.